All right, so it says we are live. I have no idea if that's true or not. So we'll wait till a couple of seconds here and then we'll see if everybody. There we go. We are live. There we go. All right. So we are live on a freezing cold, frigid Saturday night in the grand old state of New York. Tonight's going to be an interesting chat because I'm going to be bringing up some interesting little laws that have been passed in New York State. And then also some observations I've been making lately in regards to kind of the connection of crime and the use something on my pop filter. Also the use and images of guns when it comes to crimes that had nothing to do with guns in the first place. It's just something I noticed this week in my local rag newspaper. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So we'll let some people kind of come in and say hello. So I'll do kind of a roll call here. And let's see, we got Craig. What's up, Craig Fatla? Harvey Weinstein. Great name, Harvey. David Gass is in here, or Dave Gass. Doobie Antimano. I don't know if he's here. Let's see. Dan O'Neill, Cajun Tigers, NC Civil Wars here, and the Gun Snob. So we don't have a big chat room just yet. I would suspect we probably won't have much, but that's okay. It's all good. Smaller is okay. It's no big deal. I know we can't necessarily get like 10,000 people to watch us all on a Saturday, but at the same time, it's always a good time to just see people come on in and trickle in. So right now we have about 16 people. Fresh Fowler's in the house. What's up? Johnny Sprague. Let's see. D Temp 62. Dennis B. Mild High 5280 or Mild Hyde. Daniel God is my judge is in. G Wise. Pops. What's up? Thanks, man, for the thumbs down. I always appreciate the thumbs down. That's kind of my joy in life right there. Steve Worth. How are you, sir? Al Osborne, Dale Nichols, and I think that's it. So let's get into this. Let's start talking. So first off, if you guys are not aware, I am doing Holster Month right now. I think maybe 5.5 people saw the video I released today on it, which is okay. I'm assuming it's going to gradually get more watches, which is fine. But just for those of you who are not familiar with the whole Holster Month thing, I did one last year. This year, I'm going to continue it. I'd like to try to do it once every year. But I got some interesting ones coming up. I got some new holsters that I've never had before. For example, I did do the holster today, right there. A very nice holster. It works extremely well for the P10C, and I would recommend it as a very good holster. But I got some new ones coming. Some interesting ones from Black Arch, which you guys know I love them. But also some new ones from some new companies I've never had holsters from. And one of them is actually a holster company that is female owned, which is pretty interesting and pretty cool, all in the same breath. So anyway, let's, if you guys have any questions, please ask, feel free to. Yes, Dave, Big J's full size does look really nice. You guys can check out that video. But yes, it's a very nice handgun, but not in a 10-round state. It's not. Let's see. So let's kind of get into this. So one of the things that I want to discuss briefly, because it doesn't really affect any of you just yet, but as you guys know, we're going to be getting some. Well, we actually did. We got some new gun laws in New York State. Yes, some new laws, just what we needed here. So in all, they are, of course, ridiculous. They're not really going to probably stop any type of crime. Maybe on the mental health side of things, potentially, but not necessarily on the other side of crime. In other words, the gang members and that sort of stuff. As a matter of fact, we just had another shooting down in New York City with, some gang members from MS-13, and they shot a Latin king. So, I mean, at least, the gangs are killing each other, I guess is a good thing. But at the same time, it just goes to show you that those amazing gun laws that New York City tends to peddle are not really working for the average criminal. So for those of you who, kind of follow the law, well, you guys are screwed. So anyway, Johnny Sprague, I'd love to get out of New York, but I am stuck here for at least another 15 years. That's right. And in those 15 years, I'm hoping we'll have, some sort of maybe change of heart when everybody wakes up, but we'll see how that all plays out. So anyway, one of the laws they passed was the unfortunate red flag law. And what that bill basically stated was that anybody in a school, a relative, or a law enforcement officer could basically tag you as a threat. And then you would have to provide probable cause and enough evidence for a judge to then issue a, I guess, sort of warrantish type thing where they could confiscate your guns. So, I mean, that's, some people may say that's a great thing, especially for those people who are a threat, or at least we have evidence of them being a threat. But at the same time, there's a lot of open-ended things that go with that. You could have, let's say, a jilted lover who's mad. You could have somebody who doesn't like you, a neighbor who can't stand you, who then automatically would say you're a threat. Of course, they're going to do an investigation as to seeing if that is true, but in all likelihood, you'll lose your guns for a short while. So that's kind of strike one for us. So that's awesome. And then the other one, of course, is they have officially banned the bump stock in New York State, which I mean, honestly, for me, don't care, but at the same time, it's still another overreach. And then, of course, there is the waiting period. So whenever you go and get your gun check for places like New York State, every time you go and get a gun, you have to go back in and you actually have to do a NICS check again every time you get a handgun. So if you're delayed, the usual delay is 72 hours. And then if the gun shop doesn't hear anything, then you're able to get your gun. Well, now New York State and all of its grand might has decided to make it 30 days, which is kind of interesting because your initial application, when you fill out all the paperwork to go through the NICS check, actually expires in 30 days. So what does that mean? And basically, if let's say I go and get a gun and I'm on a delay, then I will now have to officially wait 30 days in New York State, but then my application expires in those 30 days. So does that mean I have to fill out a whole nother application and then pray that I don't get delayed again? Because then if I do, then I'm going to be in the perpetual delay mode, never being able to get a gun. So again, some of these laws, guys, that are getting passed over here, I would always say to you, don't necessarily think they can't harm you, because down the line they may, and you guys need to do your best to stop that. So that's about it for New York in regards to some of the new laws that came out. I think there were 3 others, but I can't really remember what they were. I'm trying to think what else. Nothing that comes to my mind. But anyway, I also wanted to bring up the idea of how the media tends to play on the hearts and minds of people who are anti-gun. So recently up by me, basically, there was a huge drug bust locally here. And it was kind of interesting because it was all fentanyl pills. So if you're not familiar with what fentanyl is, it's an opioid. It's a pain, muscle relaxant type of deal. That's obviously one of the most abused drugs right now we have in the United States. So there's a huge bust, and a couple of local firemen, a couple of cops got busted. So it was pretty intense in regards to who actually got busted. So interestingly enough, when they arrested everybody on the local newspapers, instead of them putting in this huge picture of all the drugs that they had, all the cocaine, all the fentanyl, all this and all that, they decided to put on the big picture a a New York State compliant AR-15 and a bunch of revolvers that the person had. So of course, it started making me think about, well, even if this was a crime about drugs, they still perpetuate the image that anybody who owns a gun, anybody who owns a quote unquote assault rifle, is automatically related to crime or criminal activity. And I just got so aggravated with that, because if you paid close attention to a lot of the things that are happening in your areas, definitely check those newspapers, the news stories, and see if they're somehow trying to relate gun images with crime. And again, a lot of people don't think of it that standpoint, but at the same time, what are they really doing? They are, definitely purposely trying to connect the two, so that the insinuation is that anybody who owns guns is automatically a criminal element. And I just thought that was unbelievably amazing. And again, I don't think many people caught that or even thought of that, but obviously being a 2A supporter and a gun owner, I definitely did. So that was just kind of some of the things I wanted to bring up tonight. And let's get started talking about what do you guys want to talk about. So I wasn't looking at any of your questions, so I apologize, guys. But now I will start taking questions. If you have any comments, if you guys want anything to talk about, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to take your stuff. So let's see. Dennis B was saying that was a huge bust. They showed the guns. Yeah, I know. Dennis, they definitely did. It was absolutely ridiculous. The guns, and some of the guns looked like they were probably 40 years old. The AR-15 was New York compliant. So it wasn't like any gun laws were broken. It was just a simple fact that they were, selling drugs. And yet that was kind of put on the back burner, as opposed to the use of an assault rifle, which, come on, really? So let's see. Dexter, hello. Johnny Sprague is saying absolutely, Dave. I don't know what Dave said, but the media is always trying to take down the gun community. Yeah, Dave, they sort of are. Everyone lives in New York can bring me your guns. I'll keep them oiled. No problem. I can't do that though because I lost all of them in a boating accident. So unfortunately, Daniel, I will not be able to do that for you. Let's see. Kathleen, music lover, did get some night vision night sights, and they're asking about if you like them. And apparently, she's making fun of my hair or lack thereof. Well, you know what? I'm a bald guy. I can live with it. And you know what? I can sell it. You know, there's some guys who have a bald head that just don't look right with bald heads. I look okay. Dave Gass, what guns 1776 are you looking to purchase in 2019? I am looking currently to purchase a Steyr, the new one, the MF2. Can't wait to get one of those. I'm really, really hoping that Steyr will actually, you know, maybe just hook a brother up, but we'll see. I doubt it. I don't know if they can do something like that. I am also looking forward to getting my mitts maybe on a Walther. You know, I'm looking at the Q5, maybe not necessarily the steel frame, but just a regular Q5 or maybe both. And I'm hoping I can get that arranged fairly soon. I'm also thinking about the Caracol, although once again, they have gone very silent, which is a little disturbing because I've been a fan of that gun since they were going to reintroduce that to the market. And again, it's kind of vanished, and that's kind of disappointing. I'd like to say the Nemo Arms handgun, but since that's going to be over $1,000, it's probably never going to happen. You guys know I don't pay that kind of money for handguns. I just don't. That's just not my style, and it never will be unless somebody wants to give it to me. But that's probably not going to happen. Let's see. When does the Steyr A2MF drop? That I don't know. I believe it's probably like April, maybe. I was hoping March, but probably like spring, probably around spring. Let's see what else is going on. Why do you think people support the NRA still? Locally for us, we have to, because in order to shoot at some of the local gun clubs, you have to be an NRA member. So unfortunately, you know, you kind of get suckered into that. But again, that's kind of the old school of thinking. Hopefully at some point, you know, we can move past that. Honestly, I don't support the NRA, and I know this might sound horrible for many of you. I don't support the GOA either. I support me and my gun rights and my local people around me who support gun rights as well. And the only reason why I say that is because, again, I see no action being moved on New York State, but it is more of a local thing with me. A lot of grassroots guys like myself, we do most of the legwork and we don't get much support from either one of those organizations at all. So that's just my thing. Sorry. Let's see. The night vision's what is that? The night vision somewhat like Trijicon. What does that mean, Kathleen? I don't know what that means. That's confusing me. I'm going to give you the truth about night vision. Okay. First off, they don't post anything of my guns when I post them on social media. I don't necessarily think they care for me too much because I've been very honest in regards to the reviews of their sites. They're built very well. Construction is excellent, but that front night sight is not very bright because the window is too small. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. I like them. They work. And again, take it for what it's worth. How many times you're going to need night sights? But at the same time, it would be nice if they were just slightly brighter in the front. All right, let's see. You definitely have the nicest looking stage of the three guys. What is that? Wait a minute. Oh, then yeah, this is you like my background? Is that what it is? I got the supposed soundproofing foam that does nothing except for make it look like blue and black cool. And then I have my flag on the side here, my old 76 flag over there. I got a chicken light over here and another light there, and then my camera's right there, and my microphone and my laptop is right in front of me. So that's kind of, I know, what a setup, right? That's state of the art, guys. Listen, that's what you get when you have 8,000 subs. Let's see. I'm going to slow this down. I got to keep up. Anybody hear of CYA holsters? That's cover your beep holsters. I've heard of them. I do not own any, and I'm not getting any for holster month, so I can't really give you any information on that. Sorry. Kathleen's asking what's wrong with New York and its politicians. Well, New York has been overrun by liberalism. And yes, it is a disease. Unfortunately, New York isn't even the worst about being anti-2A. No, I think California might have won that award. Let's see. Let's see. iDot Pros are excellent. I do like iDot Pros. I mean, some of the night sights I have, I definitely like the iDot Pros. I do like XS Big Dots. You know, I have them on my PPQ. And look at that, Kathleen, music lover. See, it's still there, still right with me. But the Big Dots work really well. I mean, it's I do like them. I'd like to try to get the green ones, but unfortunately, I guess they don't align correctly with the old setup, which I don't know why that is. You would think that nothing has changed on the rear, so why wouldn't the front set up the same way? But I actually contacted XS to see if I could just get a front sight with my rear, and they said, no, you actually have to buy the whole set. And honestly, they're ridiculously expensive. I can't see spending what they're asking for those sights just yet. They'll come down in time, but you know, they're just way, way, way too expensive. And honestly, go with Ameriglows. They're cheap, they're affordable, and they're built well, and they last. You know, some people argue, oh, you know, this happens, that happens. Okay, well, you know, replace them. They're usually 70, 80 bucks. It's better than spending 160 bucks for something that may or may not be as bright as you want. But that's my opinion. Pops saying nice closet. Yeah, I know, Pops. It is a damn closet, okay? Don't rub it in. I mean, this is the best I got. You know, I still got 2 kids. I can't have my own room yet. I have to wait till they go to college. So I'm stuck in my my wife's shoe closet. But I was able to get the shoes down, so that's a win, right? Let's see. Dennis B, 1776. We're on our own. You are right, sir. We are. And that's the way it is sometimes. I actually get some Trijicons coming in for this little guy right here, the FN 509. Kind of excited, man. It's going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to put him on there. Oh, actually, no, I don't. Shit. I don't have it for this. I actually have him coming in for my PX4 Storm, which I can't wait to do that because I think it's going to look cool. I still haven't gotten any night sights for this. A company was going to send me some, and they haven't. It's weird. It's very weird. Let's see. Joker is asking the DXT2 review upcoming. Not for me. You know, they haven't really sent, they won't send me anything. And honestly, you know, I'm self-run, independent channel, don't have Patreon, don't ask you for PayPal donations. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, you know, you got to balance the costs. And I just don't know if the costs justify it at this point. If they come down in price, sure, but not right now. They're too expensive. Let's see. Use HKP 30 550 worth it. What's the trigger setup? You know, do you have a version 3, 2, 1? What do you got? Double action, single action, double action only, safety, decocker. What do you got? You got to be a little more specific. Because they're kind of, I've heard really bad things about the P30 trigger. Like they're kind of like, well, shit. But I personally have dry fired a few, and I was not overly impressed with the triggers. So I officially will not get a P30. Again, you know, your opinion may vary. Hello, Keith Gregory. Hello, Jesse B. Outdoors. Let's see. Dan O'Neill saying not a fan of hard shell holsters. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Dennis B. 70 you almost shot me. I know. I pointed the gun right at the camera. Shame on me. I'm sure I'm going to get lectured by some safety warrior out there who says you shouldn't do that. Practice safety, you know, blah, 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 blah. Look, you know, I do. I just don't do it when I'm videotaping it. Let's see. Steve is saying they're kind of pricey, so I'm assuming maybe he's talking about those DXT2s, but I'm not sure. I missed the reviews on the Betsy Ross flag. I'm not going to review it. I do like it, though. It's like I really like the flag. Let's see. LZ USA is, are you going to purchase CZ-P10 optics ready? I am. I'm actually going to do a P10S. And I actually probably will keep my compact because it's a great gun. I have no reason to get rid of it. I might just get it milled. It probably cost me, I know a guy will do it probably for under $100 for me. So I'll probably go that route. And honestly, you know, it's great and all, but I'm still not convinced that it's worth it at this point. You know, again, the reason why I say that is only because I kind of have a bone to pick with the fact that they don't have any plates that come with the gun. And I just think that's such a screw job, and it's very typical for CZ. And what I mean by that is, you know, CZ is a great gun, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love my CZs. I own several of them, and I love them. But I always feel like CZ kind of cheapens out a little bit on certain things. Like the night sights are terrible unless you get like you know, the older ones from like a P09, P07, or God, what else? I think that's really it. The P09 and P07 night sights are fantastic. And then the suppressed sights I have for my PO1 Omega are amazingly bright, but they always kind of cheap out on certain things. And I just am not happy with the fact that they don't include like universal plates. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, I don't really have any um, knowledge as to what's going to be coming with it. I don't have any insider knowledge. Let's put it that way. But I'm looking forward to getting them, or at least the P10S. The full one, a full size one for me isn't going to work. That's a lot of gun for 10 rounds. I mean, if I could carry 19 rounds, hell yeah, I'd get it. But no, it's just not for me. Let's see. LZ saying you will like the plates are coming. So LZ USA, are you an insider for CZ? Because if you are, if you want to send me one, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd be your best friend. But yeah, I really look forward to the yes, definitely. I think it's going to fit really nicely. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Any idea when the P10S will be around us? No. I've already put one in for a request through Wallkill River Small Arms Dentist, so you might want to check that out. He's a great guy, Frank. Awesome to do business with him. Let's see, Dave. Saturday night chats are great. Nolan used to do a great job, but 1776 is doing a great job. I hope these continue. Well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I try to. I mean, I'm a busy guy. I'm busy. I got the kids. I got to sit on the couch, watch TV every once in a while. Play with my dogs. I've got to, play with my wife. I've got to, just do a bunch of things. So, it's busy. Thanks, Pops. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Always appreciate the support. Keep shooting. You're a great shooter. Guys, if you've not checked out Pop's Quest, please do so. I have a great deal of respect for that guy because he put so much effort into getting better as a shooter and a competitive shooter. And you know what? It's a testament for what hard work does. That's all I can say. All right, let's see. Are you a Gold Cup shooter? Frank, I don't know if you're talking to me, but no, I am not. Let's see. Are all of my Glocks gone? No, absolutely not. I got my 19 MOS Gen 5. Love that damn thing. And my 19X. Absolutely love that friggin' gun. That gun's going to be with me forever. And I've got the 48 coming very soon. I just got word that my coupon is on its way. I'm so excited. Let's see. P10C or M&P Compact 2.0 sounds like a good pick. Only one for you. Ooh, that's a toughie. But the answer may surprise you. I would actually go with an M&P 2.0 Compact. And the reason being is because to me, that size of a handgun is the perfect size for everything. Range day, carry day, go to war if you're a warrior, hitting somebody in the head with it. I think it's the perfect size gun. So the 2.0 Compact is just a badass gun. Throw that Apex trigger in it and it just brings it up another level. Let's see. My Canik Elite is long gone. Got that thing's been gone for like 2 years now. It was a nightmare gun. It really was. I'm not going to make any bones about it. I know there are a lot of people who are high on the Canik TP9 SF Elite Plus or whatever the hell it was, Elite Warrior gun. I'm just not a fan of the Caniks, and not necessarily because of the gun, but because of the customer service that was given by Century Arms, I believe it was, just terrible, horrible. As a matter of fact, the guy who I spoke to is now the guy who is the big PR guy for Night Vision. I forget his name. But yeah, it was a bad experience and I won't do business with Canik anymore because of it. Let's see. Let's see. Dave Gass is giving Johnny a thumbs up. I don't know who's Johnny. Is there a Johnny here? Dave, what are you doing here, buddy? Oh, there he is. Johnny Sprague. Duh. You're right. Thumbs up, Johnny. What type of gun oil do you use? Right now I use Breakthrough. Right? Is that the thing it's called? What the hell is it called? Hold on. Yeah, Battleborn. I'm gonna get it for you right here. I use this stuff right here. Battleborn Breakthrough. I don't know if it maybe right there. Sponsored? No, not quite. But anyway, the Battleborn I do like. It's a little bit like, I think a little too thin, so it does run quite a bit, but it works. I haven't had any rust in it and everything runs well. I'm going to be getting some other stuff soon. So I'm going to check that out, probably do a review on that and see how I like it. So I'm interested in that, see how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, I should do a joint video with Mr. Guns and Gear. Dude, no. He's like here and I'm kind of like all below level. No. That would never happen. I think I may have reached out to him once and said, "Hey man, you want to be on a live chat?" And yeah, that didn't go anywhere. So, you know, I don't think anybody wants to be on my live chat. I don't even think KS or Big Johnson wants to do a live chat with me anymore, actually, to be honest with you. I tend to rub people the wrong way with my honesty. It's all good though. Let's see. You going to get the new Steyr? Yes, absolutely. 100%. That is a must and will get. So, wondering if an optic on a P10 would be better than Glock MOS. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I think you'd have to really ask KS because I think he's got the most experience with them. I don't necessarily think. I think it would be better for people who are more sensitive to the grip angle on a Glock. Although I've never really noticed that. I don't really get bothered by the grip angle on a Glock. I don't. I mean, the MOS is a great gun, but it's going to be interesting to see how the P10 optics ready is, comparatively speaking to it. Let's see. Did I just change the shoe on my M&P or a full trigger job? It is the entire kit. So the Apex trigger kit that I have is everything, springs included. You have to pull off the shoe and then take the shoe and put it on the existing trigger bar that comes with your M&P. And it's not easy. I mean, I've done them on all my guns, and it's gotten easier as I've done them. You just have to be very careful when you put the shoe on, and then you have to squeeze the pin in. You can't punch the pin in. So what you need to do is put it in a vise and carefully close the vise. But once you get it down, it's easy. Very easy job. Let's see. Boy, Daniel God is my judge, is the loading monster. 1,000 rounds last 2 days. That's pretty sweet. HK USB compact 9mm got dust shot off today at range, and I forgot how much I love that gun. You know what? It's funny you say that, man, because I got the mothballs off the PPQ, and I've been carrying this gun actually in one of the holsters that I'm testing out for holster month. And man, I still love this gun. This is such a freaking good gun. You know, this thing has about 5,000 rounds through it. Do you know that it had not one single failure on it? That's how good it is. It's such a great gun. It really is. Let's see. Somebody mentioned something about Yankee Marshall. What was that about? I don't know. I think he said we're friends. No, I don't think so. No. Let's see. Ballistol. Yeah, I've never used Ballistol. Let's see. Honest Outlaw brought up the red dot issue on the Glock. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any issues with it. I wouldn't say that I've put 10,000 rounds through it, but at the same time, I have had no issues with it. But again, he is a much better shooter and much more experienced than I am. That's for sure. Use a C clamp if you don't have a vise. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, the vise is really easy to do. If you do have one, it's much easier, I think. But Steve is asking how my Glock's doing. They're doing great. I was playing around with the 19X the other day. It's actually carrying that for a little bit too, because I got a holster from my buddy Eddie Massaro, and it's a pretty sweet outside the waistband holster. And that damn 19X, I love that gun. Such a good gun. Yeah, it's good to work on your own guns when you don't screw it up, Dave. And I have screwed up a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie. PPQ rocks music. It's a great gun. Yep, Johnny's saying it's his next gun. It is really a good gun. The price is still pretty high though, still, but I mean this thing is rock solid, and I put the Apex trigger in there. I can't say that enough. I'm actually just going to show you really quick. This is the trigger on the Apex. There's your take up, which is actually even shorter than the initial take up on the original trigger. And there's your break. Here's your reset. It's just so great. Now, people always give me crap saying that, the trigger, you don't need to replace it, and you don't have to. I mean, it's a fantastic trigger out of the box. But the one things that I always had with the PPQ is that the reset was very positive, very springy. And with the flat face trigger, because it has a wider surface area, at least in my opinion, and because of the way it is controllable with your finger, I think that has a much better reset, much more controllable reset. So it is worth the money. And the poundage doesn't change. The poundage is still the same. It's just a little bit less take up and a much more controllable reset. Let's see. La 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 la. Have you asked James Yeager to be on my show? No. Let's see. Steven's asking me, am I ready to shoot at the Kingston range yet? I am not. I'm a pain in the ass like that, man. I'm just not into, having people tell me I can't carry a gun into a range with me. I mean, it's just retarded. I don't agree with that. I'm not a threat. You're a gun range, for God's sakes. I need a Walther. I have 2 Walthers right now still. Yes, Honest is a beast. He certainly is. How many hours do I get per year? I don't know. I've never counted. I don't know. For a while there was a lot, but that was like in my past life almost. I was getting a lot. More than the average guy, I guess. Let's see. What's my opinion about the Holosun? I do like the Holosuns, but you know what's interesting about them? They're quite rude to me. I remember, I mean, I can't say they were rude, but I did ask them for something once, and they kind of just laughed at me. It was pretty embarrassing, but I would like to get one. It does look pretty cool. I don't necessarily know if it's in the budget, but I definitely would like to try it out. I'm really intrigued by the Holosuns, man. The whole solar powered stuff. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm surprised we don't see more manufacturers going that way. Just kind of do away with the battery stuff, but it does look pretty cool. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. I do try to keep all the reviews real, which is probably why you don't see much growth for me. But at the same time, hey, it's real, and I'm not peddling anything. Keith, do you own an AR-15? If so, which one? I do not. I'm not an AR-15 fan. I'm just not into them. Let's see. Dennis, you went today. How did you like it? You can carry your gun in. Can it be loaded, though? I heard it cannot be loaded. So you guys tell me. You guys have been there. You let me know. Let's see. So Kathleen's asking everybody, how many rounds do people shoot a month? So I'll let you guys answer that. I'm definitely probably in 1,500 rounds a month, maybe. Do we have any outdoor ranges in New York? Have you ever gone to one? I actually did. I actually was a member of a sportsman club, and the range was horrible. It was just not really built for pistols. Not a lot of focus on pistols in New York. It's a lot of rifles. So a lot of the indoor stuff is mostly pistol range. A lot of the outdoors more rifle stuff. It's kind of a bummer. Let's see. Yeah, so Milspec guy is saying he really likes the Holosun 503C. Yeah, I mean, I do like them. I would like to get one at some point. Just not yet, I guess. I'm not there yet. Dana's saying I like night sights, no batteries. Very true. Johnny's asking, how do I feel about pistol caliber carbines? It's weird. Everything is very trendy. As much as we as gun people always say, well, we're gun people and we're tough and we have tactical beards and tactical tattoos and all this stuff. It just is like everything else. Everything is trendy. So, 10 years ago, you didn't really hear anything about pistol carbines. Now all of a sudden it's taken the market by storm, and everybody and their mother has a pistol, carbine. I personally, that's why I carry pistols. I'll be honest with you. That's why. It doesn't mean I wouldn't get one, but it just means that it's not for me. And it doesn't mean that you're an idiot for getting one. It's just not personally for me. Do I ever carry my metal guns? I did. I was actually running my P01 Omega not too long ago. Let's see. Joker saying I should do a video on my home defense setup. No, that's not happening. Less the better off I am. Let's put it that way. Nothing personal. Kathleen saying she finds tactical beards amusing. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to grow up and grow a beard. Steve saying, hey, I have a beard, but it ain't tactical. Let's see. P10F or for you. Wait a minute. What? Hunts for Food is asking CC P10F or for you. I don't know what that means, Hunts. I'm sorry. Can you help me with that, buddy? Pistol more of an art to shoot. I definitely, for me, and I'm going to fully disclose this, like for me, because my hands are a little shaky, as many of you have seen on videos, the pistol for me is more of a challenge for a lot of reasons. First off, I think a lot of people don't realize how much of real commitment it takes to master shooting a handgun. Add in the fact that my hands shake a little bit, it's even more. And I'm just glad I'm actually doing pretty well, to be honest with you. But yeah, I agree. I think it is a little bit more of an art to shoot a pistol. Just getting the grips right, getting the hands right. You've got to deal with opposite eye issues. Like, for example, I shoot handguns righty, but I'm left eye dominant. So I just kind of got screwed. Let's see. NC Civil War is asking me to compare my PX Storm with my Steyr. I guess I could do that. It's kind of a different beast. You got a hammer fire versus striker. And, I think really they're so different. One has a safety / decocker, the other one doesn't. So there's definitely differences there. Do I have big hands like Big Johnson? Well, listen to Big J. Love the guy. You would think he has the biggest hands known to mankind. I don't know. My hands are I don't know. They're not like meaty hands, so to speak. I got big hands, I guess. Averagely big. I don't know. I haven't measured them. Although if I was going to draw a turkey, I think I could draw a big turkey with my hand. You guys know what I'm talking about. So Pat's saying, I'm looking at buying the Glock 19 Gen 5 or P10S. Not sure which one to get. Well, I mean, the P10S is going to be out, I guess, for a couple of months still. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Glock. I mean, what I would do is I would just try to get them side by side and hold them in your hand and see which one you like better. That's the best advice I can give you. Let's see. Dennis saying Kingston wants you to buy ammo from them. Shot 200 rounds today, 150 I took from home. I don't mind buying a box from them. Yeah, I heard that as well. I don't know. Maybe I'll go up there. I guess I'll get up there. I'll try it. I'll just try it. How's that sound? I will try it. I'm going to talk to my buddy up there and see if he'll let me go and shoot there. Let's see. Yeah, cross dominant eyes suck. It's terrible. Any issues carrying the 19 with optic? None. No issues at all. None. Absolutely none. That's why I love it. It's such a great concealable gun, even with that red dot on there. It covers well. Let's see. P10S. A lot of people saying P10S, CZ. And again, I there's nothing wrong with getting those CZs. I mean, my P10 compact is doing great. I think the P10S is going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to actually get my hands on it if that ever happens. But there's going to have to be some movement in the old collection at some point. Just don't know what. Let's see. Oh, okay. So no, the P10F for me, it just doesn't make sense. I've had a P09, I've had a Phantom, and they're great guns, guys. They really are. But at the same time, the size of the gun doesn't justify owning them here in New York because you can't get the capacity. You're reduced to 10 rounds, and to have a gun that big for only 10 rounds, it really doesn't make sense. Which is kind of interesting because you can see where my hand ends up on the 509. And I do like the way it wraps around it, so I don't know. I don't really know. I'd have to ask Big J, just where my hand would fit, comparatively speaking. Because I mean, if the P10F is the same size as this, then I'm going to get rid of this and get a P10F. Just saying. Yeah, I was shooting a little bit with my weak hand the other day. I was actually doing pretty good. I just got to control the muzzle, or actually use my support hand, which is my strong hand on the right hand. But I got to get a little bit more control with that support. That was the only thing. I just wasn't gripping it enough. Let's see. Do you think the new P10 guns will take the older mags? They do not. From everything that they've shown, apparently, and I'll show you. I don't know. Hold on one second. That's weird. So I guess there's something going on with the mags. Like, this is a new P10 mag, and I don't know. There's something about the cuts here on one side, or I don't know, something like that. But Big Johnson did a good job on his P10F video. You guys check that out, man. It was a good video. Let's see. Did I sell the M&P 2.0 45? I certainly did, sir. I got it dirt cheap, and I sold it for a profit. So you can't beat that. Sometimes you got to move stuff, and unfortunately, I can't support the channel without, unfortunately, selling things. And some things I don't sell. For the most part, I have a lot of the same guns that I've had for years. My Steyrs I've had for a couple of years. My PPQ I've had for like 3 years, if not more. So some guns never go. Did I ever buy the Glock 45? I did not. And that was kind of a tough choice because I was going back and forth between the 45 or the 19 MOS, and I went with the 19 MOS because I already had a 19X, and I like the idea that I could just switch the slides off if I had to. So that's why I didn't get the 45, but I do like the 45. That maybe one day will happen. Let's see. Let's see. So Dave is saying my rifle friends will say I shot my rifle for 1 billion miles away. Give them a handgun, they can't hit a target 7 yards. Yeah, it's different. It's a different world, you know. Rammy, shortly thereafter, I got a PO1, and it's heavily my favorite as far as action for striker fire. I chose a Star, of course. Yeah, I mean, my PO1, I love it. I hands down, best hammer fired gun I own. I'm glad I didn't buy the P10C today. Why is that, Dennis? You waiting for the MOS? Uh-oh, we've got Master Troll here, 180-second ideas. Johnny, welcome, sir. Thanks for joining this humble chat tonight. Try to be gentle. That's all I can ask. Let's see. You know, I wish I do, and I think that's what Pat's trying to say. I wish they should have come out with an MOS system for 19. I agree. I think Smith & Wesson has a perfect chance to do something, and that would be to drop some sort of optics ready system on it. Maybe something a little bit different. Maybe drop it a little bit lower so that, you know, it doesn't sit up too high. Just something, man. Poe is asking, how does such a handsome patriot only have 55 viewers? I don't know. I'm happy with that, man. Are you kidding me? 55 viewers on a Saturday night at 8:40. Who wants to watch this? You know, when you can be watching, you know, whatever's on TV. I don't know. I don't really watch TV. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and Daniel, you're giving good advice there. If it's a PO1 Omega, just buy it. You can't find them anywhere. Kathleen saying, would love it if PPQ would sell optic ready slides. Yeah, you know, the only negative I have on that is the fact that, you know, they don't co-witness. You know, some people don't say it's a big deal. I think it's a huge deal. If you're carrying a handgun that has a red dot on it and it does not have the ability to co-witness, what happens when the red dot fails and you actually need it? You know, now, of course, people are going to argue, well, but who the hell cares? You're not going to really need it. You know, you're just going to point and shoot. But what if you're in a different situation where you need that perception of depth or distance or location, and now you don't have the ability to co-witness? So I'm a huge fan of any gun that has a red dot that you can co-witness on. So that's just, you know, my humble opinion. Hi, Dexter. Appreciate you joining. Let's see. Oh, wow. Geez, what's going on here? The Gun Collective has joined my humble chat. Wow. I don't know if I should feel honored, threatened, suspicious, not sure, but welcome. Let's see. So like I said, you know, we're going to be dumping out in about 15 minutes or so. I'm glad you guys are all joining. Let's see. Poe is saying it's good night when he's watching UFC 234. That should be good. That should be a good fight tonight. Let's see. Hello, TGC. And yes, if you guys did not know, my first name is actually Phil. It is a very non-Hispanic first name. Thanks, Mom. It's funny. Let's see. Dennis saying I'm new to pistol shooting, but what's the point of a red dot on a pistol? Fast acquisition of target. It's just that simple. You know, when you start to zero in on a red dot, it's friggin' ridiculous. You know, I always tell everybody that you know, my hands shake a little bit, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for me. But if I can hit targets in a very tight group with a red dot, you can as well. So we have our first question from the TGC asking, what do I think of the new High Point? Have you touched on that yet? I have not, sir. No, I am not. Let's see. What can I say that would be nice about High Point? Oh, that's right. Probably not much. I am not a High Point guy. Never have been, never will be. I think for the price, you can get a lot better. But that's just my humble opinion, of course. And then Poe is now saying Filippi. That would be French, Poe. You need to brush up on your Spanish, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can do the whole High Point thing. I couldn't justify that. I'll get that Mossberg before I get a High Point. Let's see. Anybody got the new Mossberg pistol? Keith is asking. You know what? I'm not. I don't see why everybody's so hyped on this new Mossberg pistol. But at the same time, it's like, why? I mean, it looks like a shield. It looks like a shield slash honor guard. That's what it looks like to me. And I just don't understand it. You know, it's like, oh my God, it's a gun. I got to buy it. But why? You've got a shield. You've got a new 43X. You got some really good options out there. Hell, I'd even take that Taurus, even though I'm not a big fan of that Taurus. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Scott is saying he's played with one. It's pretty nice, but he has his concerns about his long-term durability on the striker assembly. Yeah, the takedown is also kind of weird. TGC is saying the new Mossberg is awesome. I shot at SHOT Show. It's right on par with the Shield. Yeah, but let me ask you this: since you did shoot it, and I haven't even seen it, because in New York it takes us like 15 years to see what's new from 15 years ago. Just out of curiosity, would you think that it's actually, if it's on par with the Shield, do you think it's actually going to generate a lot of sales? That's my question. Let's see. So 180 seconds is plug-in hidden hybrid, saying that they are doing the Mossberg pistol holsters. You should pick those up. Very good quality holsters. Love that smell of leather. So Daniel is saying I'm somebody now. Yes, I've always felt like I was somebody, Daniel. And I'm happy with who I am. Dennis saying I've had a few concussions and sometimes it's hard to focus on the sights. Maybe I should try a red dot. You know, you could try it. It's not going to hurt you. You know, I mean, the red dot, I think, is a very valuable asset with a gun. You know, honestly, a lot of people say that's the future. I'm not sure, but it is fun. I'm going to tell you, it is definitely fun. Bo saying, I heard Mossberg is built by Taurus. If true, that means it sucks. That is funny. Let's see. Teach season. I think it will absolutely generate sales. Mossberg is a trusted brand for a lot of folks. I don't know that it will destroy the Shield, but it's a smart move on their part to take a bit of that market. Yeah, I mean, I think anything that comes into a market that is being pushed by smaller sized guns is always a good thing. You know, I personally like Mossberg shotguns better than any other shotgun, because it's funny because I actually like where the safety is. But I think it's a good gun. I don't know if I'm going to purchase one. Doubt it. Just because I'm a Shield fan. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Let's see. Steve Worth gave me a thumbs down, I think. You bastard, Steve. So Joey Jimenez is saying, if you can only have one Menudo or Pozole, well, I hate to tell you, Joey, I'm a Puerto Rican. So, and as a Puerto Rican, I have to say Menudo. All right, just so you know, buddy. Let's see, 870 is over 500. Oh, come on, 590 A1, pal. Awesome shotgun. Yeah, I mean, I think it is probably going to be, you know, maybe outsourced in regards to the pistol into the new market. I mean, the takedown is a little weird too. That's kind of interesting. You know, I'm always skeptical of any gun manufacturer that makes a takedown that is less than standard. My biggest example, which you guys know, would be that CCP, and I hate to bring it up, but to me, that gun is such a huge failure for Walther, and I love Walther guns. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the PPQ is a fantastic gun. The PPS is a great gun, but the CCP to me was a huge failure. It could have been such a great opportunity because they could have made it so that it actually functioned like a regular handgun instead of the gas blowback. I don't think the trigger's that great. You know, the quality to me is not Walther quality. It just isn't. Let's see. Yeah, Steve, I was just messing with you, buddy. Poe is again touting that single stack APX, which myself and only like 2 other people saw in America, which it's there, man. I saw it. It's true. So that's definitely on the list. Kathleen's saying, did I give up on the Archon? You know, I did. I just, you know, for whatever reason, I can't seem to ever convince myself to spend my hard-earned money on a gun that's, you know, that's like $800. And somebody gave me crap because I said it was a polymer gun. And so, well, it's a steel frame with polymer, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. You know, I think it's a great gun. I'm sure it's a wonderful gun, but it's just not for me. It's not within what I would consider budgetary conscious type of gun. Let's see. Johnny Sprague. CCP is a Humerex. Yeah, it is. Anything that's from Humerex, I always would kind of pass on. Although I am kind of interested on the little James Bond gun. You know, now it's built in the U.S. So hopefully, because that was built over in the Humerex plant as well. And now it's built over here. So I wonder if that PK is going to be a pretty solid handgun. We will wait and see. Let's see. Let's see. Two wheeling nuts saying wife had a CCP, trigger sucked and was ammo picky, had to go. That gun, like I said, I think if they would just redesign the whole system and just go back to a classic handgun system, get rid of the blowback. It's not needed. But again, they built it for people who are sensitive to recoil and that sort of stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. Is the new CCP Umarex? Yep, they're all built at Umarex. And a new CCP is not a new CCP. It's the same damn thing, just with a different takedown. That's all it is. Same gun. What am I excited about in the gun world right now? Well, I personally am super excited for Steyr. It has been, in my opinion, the black sheep of handguns for so long that, you know, when they released the new model, the MF, I looked at that gun. I said, that thing it looks like a beast. It looks like it's going to be just an amazing shooter. You know, right away, people were criticizing the fact that, well, the reset is the same. But at the same time, if you've ever shot a Steyr and you've put, my Steyr, my M9 has about 7,000 rounds through it. Never one hiccup. You don't need a reset. And I'm actually doing a video on that soon about the debate with reset, because I'm not so stuck on the idea that you have to have this great reset for self-defense. Competition, maybe. Target shooting, definitely, but not necessarily for self-defense. But that's, you know, that's another story. So I'm definitely psyched for the Steyr. To me, that's huge. You know, interestingly enough, there wasn't a lot at the SHOT Show that I saw that I said, boy, I got to have one. Except for that Steyr. I definitely like the Caracols. I know that some people don't like them, but I definitely want to get my hands on one. I am looking forward to getting my hands on a PPQ steel frame. There is some rumors in the wind that a company named Walther might be sending me one, which I was shocked, guys, shocked. Now, I'm not going to say it's happening until it actually gets here. What's the price point on Steyr? I think it's something like in the 500s, so about the same as a Glock. You know, what is it going to translate into street price? In the low fives, probably. Let's see. Steyr needs to make an effort to get into YouTubers' hands for testing. I want to see it run hard. You know what's funny about that is that you can actually just ask them to send you a gun, and they will send it to you, and then you just have to send it back. So they actually will do that for you. If you tell them you're going to use it for media purposes. Like, a lot of people don't know that. I think the biggest problem with Steyr, and if you're not familiar with Steyr and Steyr US, it's kind of two different entities almost. So you have the Steyr company over in Austria, but then you have Steyr US, Steyr America, Steyr United States. If you guys don't know what that means. But, you know, Steyr here doesn't necessarily have the same kind of, you know, access to things as Steyr in Austria. And honestly, for a long time, Steyr didn't really care about the civilian market because they were making plenty of money off of their government contracts overseas. Let's see. Let's see. Pistol Pete is asking SF. I don't know what that means. To keep for T&E. I don't know. So yeah, the MSRP is $675. Whoo, that's going to be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Steyr is great. I mean, the people at Steyr are fantastic, really cool people. You know, I think one of the things that I hope at least resonated with them was that I've been talking about Steyrs for years, man. And I got so much crap from people saying, "What, another Steyr video?" Telling you, man, guns are fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. I can't tell you, you know, if you're going to throw them through like mud, dirt, sand, water, ice, snow, fire, lava, you know, I mean, none of us are going to be going through that, but you know, if you choose to do it, go for it. I am excited to get the 48, the Glock 48. I'm pretty stoked about. 43X, not so much. But that doesn't necessarily. Oh, yeah, steel frame. Yeah, man, I'm going to get my hands on that. But it's not to keep. I'd have to pay for it. And like I said, guys, I'm such a cheap bastard. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, the Steyr for me was a winner as soon as I got one. I never even held one, man. I just went out and bought it. And as soon as I got it home, I was like, this gun is just, I won't say it, freaking awesome. And it shoots great. You know, you can do some things to it. You know, Ranger Point Precision guys, if you have a Steyr, go out and get their brass inserts. Go out and, you know, get whatever they offer for it, because the brass inserts alone weigh the front of that gun down a little bit more. It makes it shoot surprisingly, I mean, just amazingly flat. Gun Collect just gave away 48. Well, I didn't win it, damn it. Yeah, I do like that 48. It's pretty sweet. And for New York State, you get a 10-round gun that is basically a Glock 19 size single stack. To me, it's a 1911 Glock 19. Can't beat it. Let's see. I will give you a hint. I actually shot the M40, the Steyr M40 the other day. Holy recoil. That's all I can say, man. I don't know if it's I put 350 rounds of 9mm for over an hour, and then I said, screw it, let me shoot the 40. That was a mistake. That was a total mistake. So that's my advice. Stick with the same caliber, and then on a separate day, do a different caliber. Let's see. Dennis saying, I haven't gotten you three guys chat alerts. I don't know. I've had some problems with that in the past. I know it's random. It's really weird. NC Civil War saying, gotta love Illinois too. Red flag law and now 72-hour wait on all guns. Well, we've had wow, that's crazy. 3-day wait on all guns now. Jesus. Gotta love Illinois, man. Hunt's is asking, am I going to get the new Steyr? Yes, I am. That is an absolute. Are there any YouTubers that I question their opinions on guns? Well, I don't want to really badmouth anybody. I'm sure you guys know. I don't think you can necessarily criticize people. I guess it's based on their preference of why they do YouTube. There are some people who look at this as a business, and there's nothing wrong with that. They want to make money. They feel like this is a way for them to do it. They're maybe somewhat passionate about it. So you can't really blame them for that, if that's what you want to do, then God bless. Hopefully you're successful in it. I have a day job. So, to me, this is nothing but a hobby. I probably don't approach it in the right way, which is why I don't really see the major growth that some other channels get, who like post, no real gun videos, but, I just think, I think it's just interesting to see. I mean, I like doing it. I like having the conversation. I like talking guns. I like talking, what's good, what's not, why you think so. I mean, I'm all about hearing your opinions and learning. So, I won't get into who I don't trust. There are some people I don't subscribe because I just think they're so full of crap, but that's between me and them. What is my biggest challenge in making videos? My biggest challenge is trying to make them not suck. That's about it. I mean, I've changed the style of my videos at least 15 times in the past 3 months. The music thing, I got so much crap saying I'm Colion Noir. What else? I got some saying they didn't like the porn music. Then I got one video that was flagged for copyright infringement on the music, even though I got it from a free source or whatever the hell it was. So the music is gone. I'm not going to do that anymore. But I guess just not making them suck. I mean, it's tough because you don't want to spend 20 minutes talking about a gun or a holster, but sometimes there's so much crap you want to cover that it does get long. And, trying to cut it down, I think, is probably the biggest challenge. And just making it, making it an honest video, I think that's the biggest challenge. And then, yeah, Honest Outlaw has a great point. Biggest challenge is in the state I live. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not easy. That's why I always say, living in New York and having an 8,000 subscriber base, I'm proud of that because it's very difficult. I can't get guns in the frequency of some. So I can buy a gun, but then I have to wait like 3 weeks, sometimes even longer, depending on what it is. And by that time, everybody and their uncles have already done videos. So I think that's kind of the problem. So that's usually the biggest. You're right. It's my state. Gotta love it. All right, folks. So we've got about 2 minutes. I don't really know how many people are in this right now. I guess I should check, right? Let me see. How many people? Wow, that's weird. I don't know. Well, I don't know. So, if any of you want to tell me, I'd appreciate it. I don't really know how many people showed up. I know we were in the 50s at some point. We're probably in the 20s right now, but it's all good, man. It's a Saturday night. Like I said, nothing else to do. So once I tune out of this, I'm going to be watching a movie with the family and then calling it a night. So that's pretty much it. So again, I appreciate everybody who came out today. I hope that you guys, enjoyed the chat. I would love to be able to do these more often, and I'm going to try to do that as often as possible because it is kind of fun, just kind of talking and giving my opinions on certain things and not having to worry about anything. So, so we're in 40s, so that's great. No problem. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate the support. Have a great night, guys. Stay safe. And I look forward to talking to you all again. Thanks for watching, and freedom is never free, guys.